Hi, I'm EllaAradia and welcome to your August 2025 Psychic Tarot reading. This reading is for my Leo fire signs, where we'll be exploring the overall energies and themes for the month ahead, as well as taking a deeper dive into how these might be playing out for you in your life. This is a general reading, so it's going to resonate a little bit differently for all of you. Although sometimes these messages can get specific, but what I do find is there's always a shared theme that runs through the collective of all of you Leo signs. So take what feels aligned to you and just leave the rest. And before we jump in, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoy this reading and you haven't already done that, please do, as it really helps the channel out. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and then of course you can get notified when the next videos are up. So Leo, let's jump in. What I'm feeling here is, for many of you, there's some really powerful soul lessons going on around really owning who you are and standing in your truth. And what I'm feeling around you is this energy of criticism, of questioning, of doubt. And that could be showing up in your friends' circles, family, or your relationship. And how that's translating to you is feeling perhaps unseen for who you truly are, for perhaps, invalidated in some way, for perhaps your path, your choices, your dreams, your goals, and who you truly are. And with your overall energies this month, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is a card of movement, but this is the slowest moving energy, the slowest moving knight in the tarot. And it really is about consistency and putting one foot in front of the other and just continuing to show up in that way. Keep making steps and putting the work in, but just being consistent. And what lies in your recent path is the Ten of Swords. Your current situation, the Five of Swords. Your feelings towards your situation, the Knight of Cups. And when I feel into these cards, I feel like there's been a lot going on for you. So the Ten of Swords represents an ending of perhaps a difficult or challenging time for you. And it's the kind of ending that it gets to the point where it's just done, and it's something that's come full circle here. But for some of you, there may be some betrayal involved in this, because with the Five of Swords here, this is all about conflict. And it can be, like I was saying, a conflict in perhaps, family, friend circles, your relationship. It's often a card of, winning, and winning at all costs, regardless of, the emotional kind of damage that might happen, in the connections that we hold. But it's also a card of cutting ties with who and what, no longer serves you. So relationships perhaps that, feel unhealthy in some way. Perhaps even certain, connections that, you no longer really feel aligned with. And in terms of love, I feel that many of you are dealing with someone perhaps that just isn't quite on the same page as you. And for some of you, there may have been a betrayal here with this Ten of Swords. because I'm seeing something kind of shadowy in the background there, where there may have been, you know, you may have been dealing, this isn't going to resonate for all of you, but some of you may have been dealing with a third-party influence here. And dealing with a partner who really isn't ready for that commitment. And so that's my question about, you know, things, are you really on the same page as your person here? And what lies in the challenge here is the Five of Pentacles. And this is often a card that shows up when, you know, we are perhaps feeling on the outside of something. It's a card of instability, of loss. And this is what I'm feeling here. I'm getting this sense that, you know, there's been this real kind of lack of clarity for many of you around what is going on in your connection. And having this intuition that something is going on there, that something is being hidden. Because I do see this third-party influence here for many of you. And really feeling on the outside, feeling shut out is often, you know, another thing that this Five of Pentacles can represent. And the challenge of this card here, really, Leo, is about remembering your worth. You know, in amongst the change, the instability, for some of you, the loss, you know, that doesn't have to reflect your worth. And it's about moving forward, you know, knowing your value and your worth here. And with your hidden influence, we have the Page of Pentacles. So this is a new beginning of some kind. Very often this represents a new beginning in home or career, or perhaps some of you might be, you know, learning a new skill. But it's about, you know, showing up. So we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. And it's about showing up with perhaps an openness to learn and to grow. And for some of you where this relates to career, you know, this may have been some kind of opportunity or promotion or job that fell through, where perhaps there was some kind of betrayal involved in this, where, you know, maybe that was a position that was perhaps given to somebody else in some cases. And I really get the sense that somehow the universe has stepped in here, Leo, and you are being moved to take a different path. And that is the invitation here. And it's about doing that, you know, through this energy of value and worth. And with your Knight of Cups as your feelings towards your situation, this is all about new beginnings, new creative beginnings. For some of you, new beginnings in love. And even if, you know, that hasn't quite manifested itself just yet, it's about being open to that. And trusting that, you know, whatever is happening right now, you know, it is for your higher good. That it really feels like a divine intervention of some sort to me, where the universe has come in and shifted, you know, people, places, situations, because you are meant to take a different path. And not only that, you are meant to really embody who you truly are and really own who you truly are, and remember your value and your worth and your gifts and what you have to share. And it's about going where that is appreciated and valued and reciprocated to you. So with your advice from the universe, we have the Nine of Cups, and this is about emotional contentment. It's your wishes granted, emotional fulfillment, and it's also about looking after yourself in that way too. And this is also a card about these energies of being open and closed. And it's important to move forward, I feel, with healthy boundaries in place here, Leo. Not being so closed off that you miss out on this new beginning of the Knight of Cups, whether that's a creative project or that's actually a new love coming in for you. But it's also moving forward with these healthy boundaries and really looking after your inner emotional world here. And with your potential outcome, we have the Knight of Wands, and this is a card of passion, inspiration, and it's a card of taking an action, making a move. And for me, I feel this is a message around, really following your heart, following what inspires you, moving forwards, and really trusting that flow of inspiration, because it's about moving forwards in the energy of what truly aligns with your heart here, and really just trusting that as you do that, the path ahead will unfold and the universe will line up people, places, opportunities. And what follows that is the Knight of Swords. So there's a real call to, take some action here. So we've got two knights here, Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. And, this is really about, gathering all the information that you need, especially with this Knight of Pentacles here as well. But also doing that through this energy of inspired action. And as I said, I feel like it's just about trusting that, that will lead you to whatever this Knight of Cups is. So Leo, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forwards, always trust, what feels right for you. So thanks so much for being here, Leo, and I wish you a great month ahead.